Hi, Dave Youngquist, Michigan Toy Soldier. Today I want to show some techniques on painting with oil paints. I'm going to be using an Andrea 90mm horse from their new trophy kit. Absolutely fantastic kit. Highly recommend it. Now the reason for oils on a large scale horse is that oil paints really allow subtle blending of color. Where with acrylics on large scale, it's been my experience that your transitional lines tend to get fairly harsh and a little too stark for the type of effect that I want to do. Now we will come back in another video and do all the detail work with acrylics, but I wanted to explain how some of the oil paints are actually used. Now the first step is to put your oils on a piece of cardboard. Now the reason for that is that, as you can see, the cardboard is going to absorb a lot of the excess oil. That achieves two things. Number one, it's going to get the extra oil out, which really delays drying time, and it also allows the paint to flow a little bit smoother as I begin to apply it. The paints that I'm using, the oil paints that I'm using, are from MIG Production. I'm using a dark rust, which is a nice reddish brown color, dark reddish brown color. For highlights, I'm going to be using the MIG Productions light rust brown, and then for my shadows, I'll be adding some of the MIG Productions black. And of course, we'll blend these three to create different effects. The brushes are all from Micromark actually, and they're part of the dry brush series. I really like these brushes for painting large scale horses. Number one, they're large and they're wide and they're very soft, and again can achieve very cool, subtle blending effects. Let's get started. The horse has been airbrushed with a Vallejo mahogany brown, which is a nice reddish brown color for the bay, and just a base coat of some Andrea black mixed with it, just for some real preliminary shadowing, and also on the mane and the tail. First color we're going to be using is the dark rust. Now with oil paints, due to the fact that they're very translucent, you only need a bit of paint, and the trick is with oils is to brush them out completely. So it's a very, very thin coat, and just keep working the paint. As you can see, you can still see through the oils to the shadow areas that I had airbrushed in previously. And at this stage you can be fairly rough, which is also fun. Not a lot of finesse work at this point. We're just trying to get a good base. But keep working that paint off. So to expedite things a little bit, I'm just going to get this area coated with the oil, and now I'm going to add just the tiniest amount of black. You can see we're just going to dab it in there, wipe the brush clean, add a little bit more of the brown, and just gently brush it in. Now the contrasts right now are a bit stark. That's okay. One advantage of oil paints is that we've got incredibly long drying time, so we can go back and manipulate the paint, which is also one of the downsides because you can manipulate it past the point of really achieving any type of shadows. So we've got a bit of black in there in the shadow areas, separating the muscles. And I'm going to add, at this point, just a tiny bit of the light rust color. You can see we're just dabbing it on, and you can see already the highlights beginning to pop out. There we go. We've already got a pretty good start on the horse. Another advantage of oil paints over acrylics in the large scale is that they're very quick. Okay, adding just a bit of the black around the nostril area. Now I'm going to be fussing with this for a little bit, adding different colors as I deem appropriate, and when we come back on the next video, we'll show you how far we've gotten and show you some of the detail tricks. Stay tuned.